Hello, just to be sure, can everybody hear me? If you can, just signify that you can hear me so we can start immediately. Oh, great. So I could see some comments. Yes, I can, and that's good. So I should be starting off very soon. Great. We'll just wait for a few more people, see if more people can will join us, and then we'll go on right away. Yeah, bear with me 1 second, guys. All right, without wasting much time, welcome to today's session. And today we'll be talking about the Global Talent Visa and just a quick run through about what it's all about. And our guest speaker, Ambassador Oluwatosin David Aruna, would also be the one to run through the further details about this. So I believe everybody can hear me now. So I'd just like to give a brief introduction to who our speaker is. So, Ambassador Oluwatosin David Aruna is an internationally acclaimed fashion designer with about 12 years' experience in the fashion industry. He is also a project manager with an illustrious career marked by numerous awards. He has become a symbol of creativity and excellence in fashion design. He is a UK Global Talent recipient and coach and guides talented fashion designers to increase their chances of being endorsed at this stage one of the UK Global Talent Visa in Arts and Culture, that is fashion design. He received the UK Global Talent Visa to live and work in the UK after being endorsed by the British Fashion Council. Now, beyond his personal achievements in fashion design, Ambassador Oluwatosin serves as a youth ambassador for the Economic Community of West African States, ECOWAS, leveraging his platform to empower and uplift young talents across the region. He is also a recipient of Honorary Nelson Mandela Leadership Award of Excellence and Integrity. He was recently nominated by the West African Leadership and Empowerment Center as one of Nigeria's emerging leaders in the year 2024. He has also been nominated to receive the Time Special Recognition Award organized by the Young Entrepreneurs International Summit. He has a BSc in economics from Crawford University, Ogun State, Nigeria, and an MSc in project management from Northumbria University, United Kingdom. Ambassador Oluwatosin's dedication to mentorship and his advocacy for sustainability and ethical practices in fashion underscore his role as not just a designer, but a pioneer pushing the boundaries of the industry towards a more inclusive and responsible future. He continues to inspire a new generation of designers, demonstrating that fashion is not only an art form, but a powerful vehicle to change. So that's a brief profile about our speaker today, Ambassador Oluwatosin David Aruna. Welcome, Aruna. So the floor is yours. Please take us away. We'll have some time for him to present, and then afterwards, we'll then take some questions. I can see some hands are raised. Ambassador Tosin, can you hear me? The floor is yours now.
Okay, thank you very much, Emmanuel.
Hi, yeah, you're
That
welcome.
was a long introduction. I was
Please go
beginning
on.
to think that on me.
It's your
Yeah,
profile. All right, then. So take us
thank
away.
you everyone for
Yeah.
joining. Can you all hear me, please?
I think we can signify by dropping a chat on the group on the chat platform if you
Yeah,
can. Yeah.
yeah. I think you all can hear me. Anyways, Emmanuel has already done most of the talking, the introduction. So we're just gonna get straight into it. So we're gonna be talking about the Global Talent Visa today, and I'm gonna start by saying how did I discover the Global Talent Visa? So in 2022, I traveled to the UK for my master's degree. And while doing my master's degree in project management, I've always been a fashion designer from back in the day. Can you from please? Thank you. So I've always been a fashion designer from back in the days, and while I was doing my MSc, I stumbled on a video or YouTube video on YouTube, and I saw someone talking about the global talent visa, the fashion, and I thought this is for me. You get what I meant?
Sorry, we can no longer hear Mr. Tosin Aruna. I think his mic has been muted.
Oh, sorry about that. Can you hear me now?
Yes.
Yes, we can hear you now, Tosin. Go on.
All right. Yeah. So I think I stopped you. I mistakenly pressed the mic where I said the visa is for people in 3 categories: people in tech, people in art and culture, and people in research and academia. So for the meeting, we're going to be diving for people in art and culture, which is where people in we fashion designers fall under. So what is the global talent visa for? If you check the slide on the screen, the UK, I think it was brought into place in 2020 to enhance the UK's talent pool and drive innovation. So what are the eligibility criteria? So as a fashion designer and as someone that wants to apply for this visa, you can either apply as an exceptional talent, or you can apply as a promising talent. So you need to identify what field you're going to apply in. Are you going for the tech? Are you going for the academia? Are you going for digital? Are you going for academia or research? So we're also going to talk of the endorsement requirements. So the next stage of this is talking about the application journey, gathering the documents and evidences. So I'm going to start with applying as an exceptional talent. So I'm just going to quickly list some requirements, some guidelines stated on the Gov website of what you do to apply as an exceptional talent. Personally, I didn't apply as an exceptional talent. I applied as an exceptional promise. If you read the criteria for exceptional talent and you feel, yeah, you're worthy enough to be an exceptional talent, yeah, you can go ahead to apply for the exceptional talent. But if you feel you can't satisfy this, you can also apply for the exceptional promise. But sometimes, if you apply for the exceptional talent and what your evidences are good enough to be an exceptional promise, you can still get the endorsement. What it just tells you is you are not qualified to be an exceptional talent, but they'll still give you endorsement for an exceptional promise. So like I said earlier, personally, I didn't do the exceptional talent. I did exceptional promise. But I'm just, for the sake of clarity, I'm just going to list the criteria you need to satisfy to be an exceptional talent. So first of all, you're going to need 3 endorsement letters. So what do I mean by 3 endorsement letter? For you to apply under the exceptional talent, you need 3 endorsement letter. One of these letters has to come from a UK fashion design, a fashion designer based in the UK. It has to be for a fashion designer based in the UK. And when I say based in the UK, it has to be a fashion designer that is big in the UK, a fashion designers that when you put their names on places like Google, you're going to find information about them. A fashion designer that got following, a fashion designer that's got things going for the person. And that's one. Then you need to get 2 other documents. two other letters from two other fashion designers. Two fashion designers can be from anywhere in the world, can be from your country of residence. For we Nigerians, can be from Nigeria, and wherever we want to get it from, it can be. So that's the first thing you need to do. Then secondly, you need to provide 10 evidences in 4 criteria. So I'm going to be listing out the criteria verbatim just from the UKVI guidelines list. So the first thing is you need 2 or more examples of recent, in the last 5 years, evidence of significant international media recognition, online or in print, such as features, articles, or reviews from national publications or broadcasting companies in at least one other than your country of residence. Event listing or advertisements are not acceptable. So just to put this in clarity's sake, you just need to get significant media recognition from from one country that is not your own country of residence or country where you come from. Then you can also get from other countries, but at least you need one in another country other than your country of birth. So, like I said, I won't really be diving into the exceptional talent because I didn't apply under the exceptional talent. So I have more experience talking about the exceptional promise. But like I said, I'll just be listing the criteria you need to satisfy under the exceptional talent in case you want to apply under that route. So the second thing is proof of having within the last 5 years from the year of application, 1, received a nomination or being nominated for or made a significant and direct contribution to winning or being nominated for an international award of excellence. So in quotes, international award of excellence. So I'm very sure everybody knows what that means. So that's the second criteria you need to satisfy under the exceptional talent. So the exceptional talent, they listed some awards that you might also have. So for example, the Fashion Awards, the Council of Fashion Designers of America, CFDA Fashion Awards, ELF Style Award, the GQ Award, the LVMH Prize, the Andam Prize, Iris Prize, or another relevant major award or nomination. So you see what I say when I say the exceptional talent is quite big. So awards, they have stated something kept in quote. Awards must be awards of excellence rather than monetary awards such as grants and bursaries. So that's the second thing. The third thing you need to satisfy is proof of catwalk shows, presentations, or exhibitions in the last 5 years in contexts which are recognized as internationally significant in your field, or evidence of extensive international distribution and sales of your collection. That's the third one. Then for the fourth one, it says proof of international distribution and sales in the last 5 years through international renowned retailers and boutiques, or through your own physical retail outlets or e-commerce platform. So like I said, I'm just going to list the ideas for the exceptional talent, but we're going to be deliberating on the exceptional promise. So when they say proof of catwalk, just need to show that what catwalk have you been on? Have you been on the, if you live in the UK, have you been on shows, big shows? And when they say catwalk, it's not just the normal catwalk. The catwalk needs to be big catwalks that are quite major in the UK or in Nigeria. Example of catwalk one can also get into in Nigeria. The GT Fashion Week, they do some catwalks on it. And if some big fashion designer organize catwalk, I think Maya Tafo did one years back, and you can get on those ones, and those are the kind of catwalks they're talking about. So like I said, we're going to be deliberating on the exceptional promise. So now I'm going to be listing out what you need to satisfy, the evidences you need to provide under the exceptional promise. And don't forget the criteria are 4. You just need to satisfy, be able to provide 10 evidences in at least 2 of the 4 criteria. So for the exceptional promise, I'm just going to list that now, and I'm going to deliberate more on this. So the first thing you need to do is you need to provide, I'm going to be reading verbatim from the UKVI guidelines. So you need to provide 1, 2 or more examples of recent, in the last 5 years, evidence of UK or international media recognition, online or in print, such as features, articles, and or reviews from national publications or broadcasting companies, or on social media of your collections in 1 or more countries, which can include your country of residence. These must be from independent sources, and social media articles must be from prominent bloggers include prominent bloggers, not just some ordinary bloggers, not Instablog, not Jesus Lover blog, blogs that are into fashion. Do you get what I mean? And event listing or advertisement are not acceptable. So maybe you open your working store and you advertise that, oh, I opened a working store, you guys should come in. Those are not acceptable. So I'm just going to explain what this one I just said, what it just entails. So when they say proof of UK or international media recognition, they're just trying to see who has spoken about you. Has any publications done a critique of your clothing or what you make? Is your maybe you made a new collection? Has your new collection been featured on the dailies? It could be like I said, it said it has to be publications that are worthy. Do you understand? So if you have publications from national newspapers in Nigeria, like the Daily Independent, the Punch newspaper, and maybe some magazine like I think This Day Live This Day Live, yeah, I think This Day Live magazine. They've got this section where they talk, I think, fashion, lifestyle, and stuff like that. So you just say, do you have your work on this stuff, on this magazines? Do you have your works featured on this magazine? Talking about mine, I have a lot of people written about me that I know about. But when I was trying to apply for this visa, I tried putting my name on Google, and I just had to realize that I even have publication from back then that some people has written about me. So what I just did was like, it just made my job easier. I just had to take some of those publications, not even that I didn't even know about. So all I had to do is just munch these publications. If it's online, if it's in newspaper, you can snap. If it's on a hard copy, you can snap it. If it's online, you just need to munch whatever was written about you. You just need to munch each pages. Then you need to add the link, because when you want to submit these evidences, they need to be able to check if truly they wrote about you. So why when you munch all these things, you need to put this evidence. You can put this evidence on 2 pages of an A4 paper. So on an A4 paper, it has a front and back. So you can just put the evidence, the munch pictures. You can crop them, then convert to PDF, put them on the A4 papers, and make sure, do not forget it, make sure you embed the link, clickable embedded link on this document. So once you can get from different dailies, then that's an evidence for media recognition. So I'm going to stop for that on media recognition. So secondly, you need to get evidence. The second criteria is proof of having received within the last 5 years from the year of application support and sponsorship. Personally, I've never gotten any support or sponsorship from anyone. So in case you've got support and sponsorship from maybe, I think there are others, WHO organizations and these NGO organizations, some of them give people grants and sponsorship. So in case you've gotten grants and sponsorship and you can prove this on paper, when people like this give grants and sponsorship, they write a letter saying, yeah, we're going to give you this and that. So you getting stuff like that, that's an evidence also. That's a good evidence. Well, personally, I've never gotten a grant or any sponsorship, so I didn't touch on that criteria at all. So the sponsorship can be from British Council Support Scheme, the Fashion Aid Support Scheme, the Sarambenda Foundation, or supported by Center for Fashion Enterprises. So I think most of these organizations are based in the UK, and I never got anything in that. So I didn't touch on that part. So the third one is evidence, or one is a UK sellers in the last 5 years. So what's this talking about? Have you sold any of your collections abroad to stuff? Have people in Europe bought your stuff, right? So how do you explain this evidence? The evidence, they say you need to state when these orders are placed. So I don't know what every other person uses. I've got a website where people place order. So I was able to document where orders was placed, or if you decide detriment, if you do your orders maybe through WhatsApp or through Instagram DMs or through any other medium, you just need to state, the person is placing this order. Hello, I need to get this thing. I need to order so. There's a date in there, on WhatsApp. If you're going to check conversation, there's always a date kept on WhatsApp. So the date the order can be launched as an evidence. Do you understand what I'm saying? So, and I'm very sure, I don't know, you receive that invoices to people. This is the time meeting has gone digital, and you need to start offering invoices and receipt. So, when someone makes a payment, you need to show that order this receipt to the person. So the receipt in which you give to the person is also an there. What sense, what's it called? When the person pays for the amount, it's going to send you like a payment detail, like I have sent money to you. That also is also an evidence. That also is also an evidence. When orders are made, they need to see receipt. They need to see DHL or whatever platform in which you used to send these orders to the person in the UK. And when you go to DHL, when you send stuff, so when you get to the office where they say the sender's name and the receiver's name, or your company name. Why the receiver's name has to be the person international, either in the UK or anywhere in the world. So that DHL will be receipt is also an evidence. So this thing has to have just like a correlation. Like I said from the beginning, you may have order when this person sends his receipts, when this person sent the payment confirmation, when you give the receipt. Do you understand what I'm saying? When you went to DHL and you got the DHL receipt to show that you're sending something to this person, right? So this serves as one evidence. Yeah, you can actually make this different evidence, but for your restaurant, you can make all this one evidence because it's just one person you're selling this stuff to. So that is one evidence. So if you've got somebody in the UK, personally, I did 3 UK orders for mine. I did 3 UK orders. I did 1 America. I did 2 UK orders actually. I did 1 America. I did 1 Canada, and I did 1 Norway. So just be able to prove how the correlation of where this orders was placed, the correlation of how this order was placed, the receipt and everything. Just get them together. Like I said, get all these things launched, put them on 2. You're allowed to put them on 2 copies, 2 pages of an A4 paper. That's what's allowed for you to get the evidences done. So so you get that done, and that's how you prove your that's how your internal your proof of is evidence of operation by leading industry players. So for this one, it's quite dicey. Yeah. So there are different ways you can do this. According to what the webs on the guideline, they said evidence of recognition by leading industry players within the last 5 years. For example, international renowned fashion designers, of an exceptional collection. What are they trying to say? What are they trying to say? Have you made do you have any collaboration with fashion designers like you? Have you done any collaboration with fashion designers? Have you done a collaboration shoot, anything collaboration with a fashion designer? And if you've done something like this fashion designer should be fashion designer should be a letter stating that actually he did a collaboration with you. Like, yeah, this is what we've done together. And this is uh, uh, this is what we've done together. This is everything we're doing at graduate letters. Where the design needs to be not just the fashion designer, it needs to be at least it needs to be visible online. Then that's fine. Actually, they usually accept you give it what's it called, a celebrity to wear your clothes. But now I've got friends that have done that kind of stuff, and they told them that is not allowed because now everybody can just give a celebrity your clothes, wear my clothes for me, and let me post on my Instagram and use that as an evidence. doesn't work no more. So you can also get a fashion media, maybe likes of Bella Nigeria or something like that. If you guys have worked together, they can also write you a letter. Those letters can be used as evidences. So it's most of all these things. The English look really big on the guidelines, but it's always good to just have someone that could just break it down for you. But this get all of them. Then I forgot to mention something. The three recommendation meaning. Recommendation is written by people that written by people from like personally for you. They need to show how they know you, how they think you can benefit from the UK's economy, or how you can add to the UK's economy. That's what I mean. They need to write down, and this letter needs to be in case they want to complain, they have to see all those information. And lastly, it stated that this letter needs to be somebody in a top position in the company. And like I said, this letter, it doesn't have to be a fashion designer. If you worked in let me work in Primark. I've got a friend that worked in Primark, and he got a letter from his supervisor, and that can serve as an and then just someone that wants to fashion only. Anybody makes like Primark is a retail store, so that person can also write a letter for you. So basically, that's the process of gathering information. So lastly, I'm going to talk about the financial implication. So when all these documents, you need to, like I said, when you gather these 10 documents, and you can get this 10 document from any of the two. So you can do 5-5. That's fine. That's 10 evidences. You can do 3-in-1, 2-in-1, 2-in-1. That's 3-2-2. That's 7 and 3 in another. You can do 6-in-1, 4. Not anyway you got strong evidences. That's what you can do. But I tell people, yeah, I made sure I was able to get evidences in at least 3. It's always good. I tell people it's always good to make your application strong. Like imagine and you've got evidence in 3. You know, it's the best fit forward. So let's quickly dive into the financial application. The application is called the endorsement stage. There's a recommendation from the fee. I can't remember, but the fee is 700 and something. Or the first thing you have to pay is 500 and something. So you get at the initial stage of the application. So once you pay this, when you go online, they will send you an email address where you need to send all these evidences. These evidences need to be kept in PDF format. Try as much as possible to compress the documents so you can, when you send them, it goes immediately. And you pay 528 or 25 camera. You guys to just confirm that at the initial stage. So application takes 8 weeks. They don't want you to disturb it. My application took 5 weeks. It's simple that took 9 weeks. So they just say 8 weeks according to the guidelines. But it can come faster than that. So on getting the submitting the evidences, you need to now wait them to say it's British Fashion Council application. So on getting the application, they create and do all. And I think that's the period where you need to start praying. I remember during my period, I was waiting, praying, and I tell people, no matter what we do in life, we shouldn't forget the God factor, right? Yeah, you could do all your evidences, right? But you know the importance of favor is quite big on applications like this, because your application, if it's not somebody that is not your name, so you need that favor. Okay, let me just leave that. Don't let me divert into preaching. So after waiting on that, you're gonna hear back from the British Fashion Council. they're going to email you if you're successful. So if you're successful, they send you a letter stating that congratulations, you have the British Fashion Council has deemed it fit that you qualify as an exceptional talent if you did that, or as a promising talent if you did that, and you can use letter to apply for the visa. So the period when you need, I said the application was 700 and something. So you pay 524 first, and it's going to remain 192 there. But I can't remember, but it's going to remain 192. So you pay the remaining 192 at the time when you need to apply for the visa. So once you got your endorsement, it's the visa state. Now the visa, once you've got your endorsement, just for what I mean, you've got the visa. So the visa application, they say 8 weeks for people in the UK as well. So it's 8 weeks for people in the UK, and I think 3 weeks for people in Nigeria. So also, they endorse 8 weeks for people in the UK and 3 weeks for application, as stated on the UKVI website. So once you get applied, so it's 92, and there's also fee. I think IHS fee was increased to 1,035 by February 6th this year. I was lucky during my own period, still 624. So I was able to get into the bad value to apply for the 624. So now it's 1,035 pounds. So you need to pay that for the amount of years you're going to be applying for. The visa is for exceptional promise and 3 years exceptional talent. You need to pay the IHS for the 5 years. And there's a clause to that. If you cannot afford paying the IHS for the 5 years, because that's a lot of money, especially for people that's got family. So you can actually 1 year, you can actually pay yearly. But the bad thing about that is every year you need to renew your visa. You need to still pay your application fee again of 700 or something. And you know how the UK operates. Next year they can just wake up and say the application fee has been increased. So it's always best to pay once. You know what I mean? It's always best to pay once. Basically, I think that's all about the visa, and it's the evidence on paper, but when you get someone to just dissect it for you, and I think that the whole. So I'm just gonna wait for you all to ask questions. I know a lot of people have got questions to ask, so you could just ask me any question you have, and I'll be able to answer the questions.
Yeah. So before these questions start coming in, Mr. Tosin, thank you very much for this very insightful presentation, and it was quite in depth. So, at the cost of your discussion, there's it seems we might have to do this again later on. It's good, but then there are some times where the network just kept fluctuating. So I do have to apologize to everybody that is here because yes, there were times where the network was fluctuating. Mr. Tosi is not in the UK at the moment. And
Oh, yeah.
some people will be wondering, as the network for UK they be like this. At the moment, he's in Nigeria, so that's even good. Those that are joined us that are in Nigeria, if you want to relay
I'm
him,
using I'm using like 4 different network connections. Nigeria's network. I'm
yeah,
changing from one to one, and it's
I
still
can
still
I can
crazy.
imagine. No shades, no shades. But I understand how the network is here in the UK. So I believe if you were here, it would have been amazing. I mean, we won't have all this glitches. But for those in Nigeria, if you want to relay Mr. Tosin, I can send you his. I know where he is. I can send his address to meet him if you want a physical discussion face to face. He's currently in Nigeria, and maybe we might as well have another session when you are back in the UK. So by then, I mean, we stay in the same city, so we can even have a physical meeting. So that way, our those that are interested can get better value without this interruptions. So there are some hands up. So let's not keep them waiting. So I'll just assume these are the people that have questions. Catherine's hands were up before, but I don't know why her hand is down now.
They can put on the chat group. They can also put their questions on the chat group. That you
Yes,
read it from
you
there.
can also put your questions on the chat group. I was going to attend to those whose hands are raised up first. So let's have Henry. Hello, Mr. Henry Orugba, are you with us? If you are, you have the floor. You can ask your questions or post it on the chat group if you have questions as well. Okay, so Mr. Henry, you can ask a question. If you're not ready, um, let's go to Mr. Williams. Williams, can you ask your
All right.
question?
Good evening, everybody.
Hi, Williams. Good evening.
Yeah. So I just want to ask, thank you very much for this insightful presentation, and it's a good one. I just want to confirm for individuals, in Nigeria, we don't have quite a number of these connections with doing business with people outside UK, outside Nigeria. Say, for example, sending products, but quite a number of people have been in the business for a long time and they send within Nigeria and maybe they have maybe publications from maybe their church and all that. Maybe they get little support from their church. Can they use that in place of some of these what's it called? Some of these requirements that you need to have with outside stakeholders. Say, for example, you mentioned something about having to send something to the UK or to the US, having receipts. Somebody might be big, but the person might have not even done enough businesses with individuals outside Nigeria. That's some of the challenges, those documents that you would need to present. Is there any way around some of these things? Because I know I am standing in for one of my friends. I think she's having a network issue. I just came in to just listen. And she seems to be in fashion business for some time now, but I'm not sure she has done a lot of work with people outside Nigeria in terms of sending things outside Nigeria. But she has definitely sent within Nigeria, done businesses with people within Nigeria, and she might have publications like from the church, recognizing her work, her fashion work, and I know she has attended some fashion shows too. So I'm asking, is there a way around some of these documentations? Because it's not about doing the work, it's about having the documentation and being able to present it when you need to. So that's why I'm asking. Presently, I'm in the UK, but I'm just seeking this information for a friend that is in Nigeria. Thank
All
you
right.
very much.
Thank you.
You just answered the question as well. You said something now. It's not about doing the work, it's about presenting the documentation. That's just the answer. It's not about doing the work. You need to present all this documentation. Church recognition don't work here. UK, they don't know your church. Do you understand? They don't know what church is recognizing you. And you said something about she has not sold to people. She needs to sell to people because if you check the criteria, is there. You need international sales. Do you understand? So there's no way around that. Can she use all those sales to people in Nigeria? Because they said it's written the international sales and international sales. You get so sales within Nigeria is not international. So if she doesn't have that, if she can build, she can start building that. Do you understand? She can start building all her evidence. Like you said, she's big already. Like she's big already. So if she's big already, she can just keep doing what she's doing, building this evidence. With time, she's gonna get all this evidence. But saying you want to do, maybe not getting it, that won't work.
All right. Thank you very much. So let's hear from Oluche Uja. So I hope I got that correctly. Hello, Oluche. You have the floor. You can go ahead and ask your question. Okay. If she's not ready, so let's go on to Henry. Henry, can you ask the question?
I wanted to hear more about the option for researchers and academia. And unfortunately, almost all the discussion was centered on fashion design. So, can I hear something about researchers and academia? Hello?
I didn't get your name. So this session is basically for fashion design. I'm not a recipient under academia, so I don't have experience or anything to. I don't really know anything about the academia. This session was basically done for people in art and culture, fashion design to be precise.
Yeah, so just to add, Mr. Tosin is not he's not an immigration lawyer or an immigration consultant. He's just one of us that has received the visa of the UK Global Talent Visa as a fashion designer. So he's sort of sharing his own his journey, how he got the visa. That's what this is all about. So, but if you require more information about the research, I think there's you can go on the UKVI website and there's a lot of information there for you to see, sir, if you want.
Okay, thank you.
All right, you're welcome. So we'll go on to the next person. Let's Mr. Julius, please, you have the floor. Go on. And please let's try to keep the questions quite concise because we have barely 15 minutes more. So can we have Abidemi praise? Abidemi praise, you can go ahead and ask a question, please.
Good evening, everybody. Good evening, Mr. Tosin.
evening.
What I want to ask is, I've actually read about this, and my talent is actually wide because I sew, I draw, and I literally just finished studying film production, and I just got an award in the school as the winner of Northumbria Police project. So I don't know if it's possible for me to combine all these things together, get letter from my school, get letter from people that I've sold to people abroad, like, and I've sold artwork to people abroad in USA and other place like that. I know fashion design might be a little bit different. I know that you're doing fashion, but then when I took my time to read the criteria, I got to see that it's actually the same thing. So I don't know if do I need to get letter from any of my customers, or is it just from organization abroad?
All right, so praise. Your question is quite wide. Well, I'm going to just try as much as possible to understand what you're saying. So first of all, I think you're getting something wrong. You need to choose one profession to apply under. You need to choose either fashion design, which is one of the professions, or there's something for people in cinematography, because you say you just did something in cinematography. You did your masters in film production, and I think that can be likened to like cinematography. So it's either you choose between fashion design or cinematography. You cannot get evidences from fashion, get evidences from cinematography, get evidences from. Do you get what I'm trying to say? So you either read into fashion designer and satisfy the evidences under fashion design, or go into cinematography and satisfy the evidence under cinematography. Do you understand? Each of them, I'm not into cinematography, so I don't really know the evidences under cinematography. They look alike, but there are just little discrepancies in them. So you need to go into, you need to check the guidance and see, choose a profession. Is it fashion design you want to do? Is it cinematography you want to do? Then satisfy those evidences under any of them you choose. I think that's the little way I can be able to understand the question to answer. I hope that helps.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
yes.
Yeah, great. All right, thank you very much. So Sylvia, can you go ahead and ask a question?
Okay. Good evening, Mr. Tosin. I
Good
want to
evening.
ask, is it just fashion design and maybe cinematography? What about those that braid hair and all that? Is there a chance for us? Thank you.
So so sadly, yeah, it's stated on the guidelines. Hairdressers are not among, makeup artists are not among, nail technicians are not among, beauticians are not among. Do you understand? Sadly, unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Uh,
All right.
okay, but me, I will say I'm a fashion designer. I I equally braid hair and do some other things. I got some talent,
Can you
but I've
can
not
you raise
really.
your voice, please?
Okay, sorry. I've not really sold my own pieces, like my own clothing to people abroad, but I'm in the UK. So how do I go about it if I want to apply for it?
So it's even easier for you. You're in the UK. Start
So,
market. You say you so start marketing your stuff to people around you. Start from your neighbor, start from your friends, start from your family and friends. For this situation, tell them what you are trying to do. Tell them to buy stuff from you so that you can be able to make stuff from home and send to them and have evidences. It's simple as that.
All right.
It's never to
you have.
build evidences. You can now.
Okay, thank you.
All
Thank you
right.
so much.
Sorry, I'm just trying to wrap up because we have 14 minutes left. So can we have Mr. Mayowa, please? Hi, Mr. Mayowa, are you with us? If you are, please go ahead and ask your question. And if you're not, we'll probably jump to coffee.
Sir, I am with
Okay.
you, sir. Can you hear
All
me,
right.
sir?
Yes, we can hear you. Yes, go on, please.
Yeah. Good evening, sir. Well done, sir. Thank you so much for this profound information that you've given us. So I want to ask, sir. I'm actually not in the group. I mean, I'm not yet in the group. I just joined. And another thing is, I want to know, is it possible that we get this stated? I mean, written down, probably we can be given, probably this can be, sent to us or sent to the group or something so that we can, because of the network, we could not write everything.
Yeah.
I'm to write like 3 points out of the whole point that you mentioned. So I don't know if it is possible that this can be stated as written so that we can always be going there to check for the ones we need to. I don't know if you get my question, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Question.
Are you on the
So
Northumbrian
this
group?
session,
Is that what, sir?
what group are you talking about?
I thought you talked about a platform. I thought there is a WhatsApp platform, a WhatsApp group or something, sir.
No, there's no. It's okay. I'm an ex-student of Northumberland University, so a lot of Northumberland University are on this meeting at the moment. So that was the group we're just talking about. So, but the
Okay.
session will be recorded, and you can
Okay, sir.
reach out to the convener of this. You can reach out to Mr. Otabor, and we'll take it up from there.
Okay.
Yeah, and we'll
Okay,
definitely
sir.
have
Okay.
another session when Mr. Tosin comes back to the UK. We're going to have another session because, to be honest, I understand your point. The network was quite bad at some point, so we'll have another one where we'll go through this more detailed. So, sorry, just because of time, I'm just trying to rush up things because I know some people's hands have been up for a while. So, Kofi, can we have you, please?
Hi, good evening.
Hi.
I would like to know, with the industry recognition, let's say I'm invited to be a mentor. Can it be an industry recognition? And let's say if I'm also invited to, let's say, judge the works of graduate students, can it also be a industry recognition? And also the fashion media. Let's say I have my collection on a website. Can it also be an industry recognition? Thank you.
I'm going to start with the last question. On what website?
A fashion magazine website.
So that's not industry recognition. That's proof of media recognition. That's proof of media.
So,
And the
Like
other one,
when you were talking, I think you mentioned that if you've had a collaboration with any fashion websites, that's
no, you're getting it wrong. When you have collaboration is there, but when I say fashion media, it's not you having your stuff on their website. Having your stuff on their website is good. That's an evidence for media. But this fashion media, you going to them writing you a letter.
Yeah, I have a letter. Yeah, there is a letter.
Yeah, that can work as industry recognition. And when I say fashion media, it has to be a big recognized fashion media. And this letter needs to be written by a top person in the fashion media, like the editor. Do you understand what I mean? Like one of the top people in the rankings. Do you understand what I mean? Then secondly,
Yeah.
you said you've been called up to mentor. Mentor where?
Fashion students in a fashion school.
So let me make you understand what that is entails. So the person calling you to mentor, the school has to be a recognized school. If you can get a letter from maybe the big person in the school, maybe the director of the school, saying you were invited to do this, so, and you can get pictures from that event, If it's a big event, not just you coming to mentor 5 or 6 people. If it's a big event, when I say big event, covered by media, people came, media came. Do you understand what I'm saying? Something you will know that if you submit, it's accepted. Not just, this thing, most of us, we know how good these things are or how bad they are. But your mind will tell you, just put it. But truthfully, one needs to just tell yourself the facts. So this mentorship program, it has to be a big one, a big school, a known school, an established school. Do you get what I mean? And it has to be, is it televised? Are people, do you understand what I'm trying to say?
Yeah.
Yeah, so that's what you need for that.
All right. Thank you. So let's have Bilkis Dauda.
Good evening.
Hi, good evening.
So this is my question, straight to the point. So as a fashion designer, I have a lot of customers based in the UK and in the US. But as Nigerians, here is what they do. They communicate with you what they want on WhatsApp, and then you just drop it with a family member who does cargo for them. So basically, the only evidence you have is the order on WhatsApp. You actually do not have the courier evidence. So is it that we need to start building that right now, or the WhatsApp evidence will suffice?
So it's stated that you need to show when order is placed on the guideline. You need to show when order is placed, which is your WhatsApp would be good for that, right? You need to show how you send the stuff or when order was sent, which is your DHL. You tell him that fact. It happens to a lot of people. I've got lots of customers that they don't even want to pay DHL. They just say, go and give it to my brother or my sister is going to come collect it. And that thing is really not good for us for evidence. Do you understand? So what you can do from now on, sometimes you can even tell them you will pay for it. Do you understand what I'm saying? Just to have that, what's it called? Just to have the DHL will bill. Because just when the order will not suffice. When did you send this stuff? Maybe they just ordered and they never bought for you. How do you want to prove that? And the bad thing about this, explain yourself, is what you submit, they give back to you. So if you don't have this, they will just tell you, we are sorry, you don't qualify.
All right.
All right, thank you.
All right, cheers. So let's have this Abidemi Praise. Hi, Abidemi Praise. Are you with us? Go on, please.
Yes, I want to ask that how do we put these evidences together? I don't know if you get my question. Like, okay, people that have sold.
Can you expatiate? How do you put evidence?
Like, do we put it in writing with pictures of it on a Microsoft Word?
Okay, quickly. So, are you talking about sales evidence? Are you
yes.
All evidences. Okay, so I'll just use one. Let's say evidence of media recognition. Maybe you have your work featured on newspaper or dailies or on a website. So what you need to do is, if it's an e-website, you just need to munch all this, whatever they said about you, munch everything together. Munch. If it's 4 pages, munch them. Then crop them. Do you understand? Then you need to put them, use the Corel Draw. You need to put them on an A4 on the A4, 2 pages of an A4 paper. Do you understand? So you just need to put evidence 1, 2, 3, 4. Just put them on an A4 paper. Don't make them too tiny so they can view, they can see. Then when you put them, you make sure you put maybe media recognition from daily newspaper. B, do you understand what I'm saying? Just need to put them and put a caption under them so they can easily understand what they're saying. And don't forget, if it's for media, make sure you put the website, the link, the embedded link, and it has to be clickable. So once they click on it, they can go. So that's how you do the evidences on an A4 paper. 2 pages on an A4 paper is one evidence. And that's the same thing you do for if it's sales, wherever they made that order, wherever it was a chat or your website, munch it. Do you understand? Put them on an A4 paper. When I say A4 paper, I mean on your system, right? But I'm just using A4 paper because that's how it's going to look on the system. So that's how you put the evidences together.
Can the I got from Ghana, and can it be one of my evidence?
What award is it?
It's like an art award. It's like for like the best artist of the year for that for Ghana, because I used
You know,
their
I won't be able to say if it's gonna, because I don't know who gave you this award. I don't know how credit worthy they are. Do you understand? So I'm going to be. I think Emmanuel left. I'm going to be leaving because the time is almost fast spent now. We're going to be leaving my contacts on the chat link. So on my email, in case anybody asks more questions, you can send your contacts, your questions on there, because I don't know if it's just going to go off if it's 1 hour. But let the next person just quickly ask the question.
Yes, Mayowa is online, so you can ask his question. I think Mayowa's hands is still raised.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Hey, I want to ask, must the award you were talking about, must it be an international award, or it can also be a local award as well? Because I got I got an award in Nigeria. Do you get? So, but I don't know if that can also be used, sir.
So for exceptional promise, you can use a local award. But when I say local award, it doesn't have to, the local award needs to be given by people that are recognized. Do you understand? But for exceptional talent, you can't even use the award. Stated there, international award for excellence and integrity, something like that is written there. But for me,
So what if like probably I've not gotten any award, or the award I got cannot be used? So is there other thing I can use? I mean, is there any option for me?
you know, I've said all things that can, because I explained all this in details. Do you understand? Don't worry.
Yes, sir.
I've spoken about it. Because of the time, I won't be able to go through all those again. Do you get what I mean?
Okay, sir.
If
All right.
the network was, maybe didn't get that part of the meeting, but we'll definitely be organizing one soon, and
Yes, because
everybody
we
will
have
be
just
notified.
2 minutes more. So thank you very much, Mr. Tosin.
Yeah.
So if anybody wants to be in touch with you, how can they reach out to you? Instagram, phone number, or how what's the
Yeah.
best way to reach you?
I was thinking you dropped it on the chat group. Can you do that before it
I
goes off? So,
for,
but I'm going to
for some
state it.
reason I can't. You can just, yeah.
Okay, my email address is info@tclodias.com. Info@tclodias. So info@tclodias is spelled TEECLOTHIERS. Info@tclodias.com. So, and my Instagram page is tclodias bespoke. So I'm going to spell that quickly. Tclodias bespoke is spelled TEECLOTHIERS. Then bespoke BESPOKE. So you can reach me on my DM, or you can reach me on my email as well. So thank you very much, everyone, for joining in. And
Your
if you
number,
also
your phone.
my phone number, should I give you my my phone number is +44 633 79747, or +234 7036 441560. I'll repeat that: +234 7036 441560.
Yeah,
Thank you so
I
much,
hope
sir.
you got that. Thank you very much, everybody, for joining. And as I said, we would try to organize another session like this to discuss about this further. And also, if we get,
Yes.
I'm sure other people are interested in other routes like the research and the tech. So if we get more information, if we have someone that benefits, that has that visa that wants to come share, we would organize and then reach out to everybody. So
What I'm going next section, sorry also to cut you, for the next one, I'm talking to friends in tech and friends in research. I'm going to get them to come online too, so we can just do everything together.
that would be brilliant. Good. Thank you very much, Mr. Tosin. Indeed, you are a true ambassador of West Africa. All right, guys. Thank you very much. Do have a good night. Yeah. Cheers.